Ms. Glaucia, thank you very much for joining us. And you have, please, 25 minutes for your presentation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Podemos fazer em português?
Claro.
Can we do it in Portuguese? Absolutely. So we are going to change to Portuguese. This presentation shows a little bit of our experience in the ECCJ program, and we also mention a little bit more about energy management system that is developed and implemented in GM with some initiatives in terms of conservations. Here we already see our 2050 goal, and I will show you a little bit about these objectives, what we have done and how we are going to accomplish them. So starting with our vision, this is the GM vision, and it's a vision of a future with zero crashes, zero emissions, and also zero congestions or jams. This is a very ambitious vision, and our area of energy efficiency and conservation is very much aligned with this vision. So we will start with this vision, which is obviously a vision that it also includes products, vehicles, technologies of transportation, and then we will tackle a little bit more on the industry vision that is included in this long-term view. As I mentioned, inside our vision, we already have a vision for the energetic area, and here is talking specifically about the manufacturing processes. This is the map that shows how we will reach 100% of renewable energy, and it starts improving energy efficiency. So these are processes that are being implemented. They were even before the cooperation with ECCJ, and certainly during the cooperation we brought new lessons learned. Marcus was in Japan together with a mission. He is part of our team, and this helped a lot, this cooperation, in how to improve the vision and how to make our internal program more robust and get better aligned with this vision. So as I mentioned, we started improving energy efficiencies in our processes. Then we introduced more renewable sources of energy, and this is a global objective, not only of this region, of course, and addressing intermittency. We are talking about storage systems and batteries, of course, that can be post-vehicle use or originated, or batteries that are produced specifically for this purpose, and also being part of the development of public policies. That is actually what we are here doing today with this cooperation. As I mentioned before, when we started this project, several other initiatives in-house existed. Since 2003, GM has developed energy management processes, and in 2003 it was when we started measurements, and I will show a little bit of this evolution. And we had already an energy management system. And through Abrassi and through the cooperation with CNI, this project appeared. GM joined so that we could bring a continuous improvement to already implemented projects, and so that this could be a new path for the industry as a whole, not only developing our own processes, but also helping the country to have specific programs for the industry that will impact the whole productive chain. So our objectives were to share experiences and knowledge related to energy management and efficiency, and be part and contribute to the development of energy efficiency policies for the industry. Talking a little bit about what are our daily activities and how our group perform. We are responsible for energy management in all South America, and basically our major operations are found in the Mercosur, Brazil and Argentina, that concentrate more than 80% of our energy consumption. But there are other two units, one in Ecuador and the other one in Colombia, smaller, but nevertheless nevertheless, they are part of the management system. It's a unique management system for the whole region that is provided by the support of our organization here in Brazil, but then has in all the units groups that are focused on energy management. And only highlighting here, we have 10 plants, as seen here, 6 that are already ISO 50001 certified. And this is a little bit of the history. As we said, we have been measuring energetic consumption by unit produced there. And this started in 2003. And in talking about this first moment of measurement, it was post the rationing that we have in 2001 that our colleague mentioned in his presentation. But it was not a blackout, but we saw a great effort in energy efficiency. GM specifically, and here analyzing only Brazil, we reduced in 22% the consumption at that time, and after we maintained here in 2003 15% when compared to 2001. So we already start in a moment where there was a certain efficiency, and then we continue with this efficiency. Unfortunately, we had here in 2016 a moment when production was reduced and then matched 2003. But we were able to measure exactly what was the efficiency without the influence of production growth. And we managed to confirm that in 2016 we had 48% of efficiency if we compared with the same period of production in 2003. And this is an effort that has been going on for quite a while. And what we are seeing today is a period where we don't have those easy identified wastes and low cost of implementation, facility of implementation. So today the challenge is greater for all the teams working in energy efficiency, and this is what we have to find to arrive in our vision of zero emissions.
It was a very good experience, a great opportunity for a group to be with that mission that went to Japan. And from there, we continue to look for reduction of consumption and greater efficiency. From the cooperation program, we have identified 6 points of opportunity. And I'll show you a little bit of everything that has been done so far. So, the implementation of the energy policy, improvement in automation, the deployment of the KPIs of energy efficiency performance for what we call individual shops, not only for manufacturing plants, but within those plants for each manufacturing area, the alignment between KPIs and annual budget of the plants, the enhancement of the regional energy group and interaction with other groups to strengthen this project, and analysis through process losses. And it's the most complicated, and it's still under development. So the energy policy was implemented within the ISO 50001, and it's integrated to the environment policy certification between 1999 and 2001 of all the units, and it was integrated. And this sped up the entire project, and it raised the awareness amongst the teams. And when we introduced the energy efficiency issue, communication became much easier. During this period of the cooperation, we had 5 units that were certified or recertified. For example, Rosario, the Rosario plant, 2 units recertified. They had been certified back in 2013 previously. The second aspect that we have identified as a good opportunity are the automation and measurement improvements. We are talking of some systems that are typical and are very much standardized for our units. These systems were specifically created for GM. FMS, which is the supervisory system and data collection implemented at all of our units. It is integrated to a system that we call OnStar. It's similar to the nomenclature that we have in our vehicles. It's a software that has data collected from the equipment, and from that it can make a management and identify deviations and give us the possibility for a better management. And the third one is GM 2100, and the integration of these three systems gives more robustness to our data management system. This is an example of FMS. It shows each production area where we have measurements and we have real-time access for some operations integrated in this system. And this is what I mentioned, the Energy OnStar program. This name is because of the system we have in our vehicles. It's a monitoring system. It gives us visual and quick information about the data being collected, what's the performance, and even it shows if we are in the red zone and when something needs to be corrected or if everything is as planned. And finally, the metering automation giving us a long-term view. We have tendency, trends, graphs of trends. This is a system that we improved a lot, and we improved the synergy between the systems. These systems already existed before the corporation, but we saw a good synergy opportunity for a better management. From these systems, also, the dissemination of the targets are simplified. So something that started having each one of the manufacturing plants with their own specific targets and consumption, today we can, within the manufacturing plant, we can say how each one of the areas, how much it has to consume for each vehicle produced. So we can make the deployment and give authority so that each area knows their own objective and so that everyone is responsible for achieving their targets. One more example here of tools that are used on a monthly basis for communication and dissemination of the targets and goals for each area. And if an area does not achieve the target, after the analysis, we establish a correction plan to reach the target. And this is one of the plans. Just reminding you that it's in ISO 50001. It obeys a PDCA cycle. From the targets to the budget alignment, this is the system how this budget is developed. So always we see consumption as a base, and within consumption there are always the main drives, risk identified in each operation, allowing us to establish for each area the specific consumption. And cost is done in the free market with strategy and or with the regulated market with rates established. That when we can establish the budget, and when we look at the consumption variable, it's very much related to the KPIs I just mentioned. So there is a balance and a major correlation between consumption, energy efficiency, and the budget that each one of the plants has available to make that year happen, according to the determined production rate. So this is possible because there is also a very significant alignment within the organization flow and plans report to the Vice President of Manufacturing, but our structures are very much integrated and they work in synergy so that it's possible to have this integration between energy efficiency and budget and economic performance of each one of the units. Each plant today has a person in charge for energy, and this person in charge is in constant communication with our regional group, doing the coordination and dissemination and planning of activities so that we can achieve our budget and the targets. When we talk about this group, and I said that they communicate a lot to formalize budgets and targets and metrics, this group is within a structure that communicates every week. We have weekly calls, and we have, when budgets allow us to do that, we have meetings, face-to-face meetings, so that teams can meet and to make communication easier. So this is a photo of our last event in November 2017. This year we weren't able to hold a meeting, but there is a schedule here, as you can see, and it's very much concentrated. We have various events every month for communication and alignment so that we can, in a region as a whole, having a group that leads energy efficiency with balanced knowledge and very much aligned, so that the regional plan that is aligned with the global plan is known by everyone, and everyone is aligned when they plan anything, when there is a new risk. Here are some examples. We have the schedule that I mentioned and efficiency projects, all of them ranked. And when we see an opportunity, everyone knows the procedure to follow and what's the next project to be implemented. We also have various tools, and here we see the Alliance program. It is part of this cooperation. This is one of the results and leverages for this cooperation. Participation in the NL program, the Gravitas plants, is on its third cycle of its efficiency projects with engines, lighting, and also a few internal programs. We are always bringing partners in-house to show new technologies to this group in constant communication, and even for groups that are planning new processes when we have the opportunity to expand or to modify a product. These groups are also invited to participate and to be introduced to new technologies, so that when they have the opportunity, they are aware of that technology. And when they have to do a budget, they already have the tool in their hands and they can apply energy efficiency directly, in addition to a communications plan. And we see a few pictures. These are programs that we conduct for all employees. It's for all levels of the organization, so that people can not only understand what are the technologies and the processes and how to make energy efficiency to make it happen, and also to show what they have learned at their own homes. The last thing still under implementation is understanding what are losses in processes. And we are not talking only about energy efficiency, but always also dealing with productivity. We understand that energy efficiency goes hand by hand with productivity. So understand process losses and when we have opportunities of improvement. This is the next step of evolution that we are starting now. It would be the 6th step. As I said here, there is a master plan, and we can identify whatever has been concluded or underway. And the last one, starting now, it's loss in processes. We have a few initiatives in place. This is a full LED project, and one of our manufacturing operations, we can see most of it already implemented. There are many areas that receive not only LED, but natural lighting and intelligent command for a better efficiency and having a very pleasant environment for those who work in operations. This is a photo of workshops that we have conducted. So we see teams, and there's always a representative from our group. They go to the plants, they look at the process with the operational teams, and they bring these ideas. Many people have ideas during the process, and they know how to be more efficient, but many times they don't find a way to make this happen or make it go to the leadership. So we conducted those workshops. There's an example here in Gravataí. We have identified during 2 weeks actually, looking at processes, and over 100 initiatives were identified along with the plant teams. And we see that it brings operational savings. So this is something that the plant leaderships can see very clearly when we have an opportunity to do this kind of workshop. That's what I had to tell you. Thank you. Thank you very much for your presentation.